In 1876, a frontier guide could sleep sound at 20 below with nothing but an axe and a pile of pine boughs. Today, folks spend $400 on an inflatable mattress and still wake up shivering at 40 degrees. But here is the twist. The old-timers were not tougher than us. They just knew things the gear companies would rather you forgot. Number 12 is a $2 trick that outperforms pads costing $200, and scientists finally figured out why. And number 3, the mountain men swore by it, and modern testing shows it beats memory foam. These tricks were so good that outdoor brands built an industry on us for getting them. Before we start, hit that subscribe button, because what you learn might save you a small fortune. Let us count down the 25 smartest ways to sleep warm and cheap outdoors. Number 25, the yoga mat swap. Before you drop $150 on a name brand sleeping pad, look in your garage. That $5 foam yoga mat gathering dust does most of the same job. The whole reason a pad matters is not softness, it is insulation. When you lie directly on the ground, the cold earth pulls heat out of your body faster than the night air ever could. That thin layer of closed-cell foam breaks the contact and traps a cushion of warm air against your back. Campers who figured this out roll 2 cheap mats together for a fraction of the cost of one branded pad. It will not win any beauty contests, and it does not pack down small, but strapped to the outside of a pack, it weighs almost nothing. For a beginner testing whether they even like sleeping outside, this is the smartest $5 you will spend. Number 24, cardboard on the ground. This one sounds like something a raccoon would do, but it works better than it has any right to. A few flattened cardboard boxes laid under your bag create a surprising barrier between you and the cold dirt. Cardboard is full of tiny air pockets, the same corrugated ridges that keep a pizza hot, and those pockets slow the heat leaving your body. Homeless survival guides and thru-hikers on a budget have leaned on this for decades. Lay down 2 or 3 layers, overlap the seams, and you have a dead-flat insulated platform that costs you nothing. When morning comes, it is dry kindling for the fire. The only catch is moisture. Cardboard soaks up dew and goes soft, so it is a one-night wonder. But for that one cold night, it can be the difference between sleeping and shivering till dawn. Number 23, wear a hat to bed. Your mother was not entirely wrong when she said you lose most of your heat through your head. The old claim was exaggerated, but the principle holds. Your head and neck have loads of blood vessels near the surface, and your body refuses to let your brain get cold, so it keeps pumping warm blood up there, whether you like it or not. Out in the open, all that heat radiates straight into the night. A simple knit beanie stops it cold. Backwoodsmen slept in wool caps for a reason. A dollar store beanie pulled down over your ears can raise your whole body's comfort by several degrees because keeping the core warm starts with plugging the leaks. Add a neck gaiter and you have sealed the 2 spots where warmth escapes fastest. It is the cheapest upgrade in this entire list, and most people never think of it. Number 22, the dry clothes rule. Here is a mistake that has cost hikers their comfort and, in bad cases, a lot more. They climb into the bag wearing the same clothes they sweated in all day. Those damp layers feel fine while you are moving, but the moment you go still, that moisture starts wicking heat away from your skin at a brutal rate. The old rule was simple: never sleep in what you hiked in. Experienced campers keep one dry set of base layers sealed in a bag, sacred, never worn during the day. Right before bed, they strip down and change into the dry set, even if it means a few freezing seconds. Wool socks especially. Cold feet will keep you awake all night. That switch from clammy to dry is the single biggest jump in warmth you can make, and it does not cost a dime. Number 21, the stuff sack pillow. A camping pillow runs $30 to $50 and packs the comfort of a wet sponge. Meanwhile, you are already carrying the perfect pillow filling. Take your empty stuff sack or a spare shirt and jam your soft clothes inside. A puffy jacket, a fleece, tomorrow's shirt. Cinch it shut, and you have a pillow shaped exactly the way your neck wants it. The trick most people miss is the pillowcase. Slide a soft t-shirt over the whole bundle, and it stops that slippery nylon feel and stops the pillow sliding off your mat at 2 in the morning. Old-timers used a folded coat under the head for 100 years before anyone thought to sell you a rectangle of foam in a shiny package. Your neck will not know the difference, and your wallet will thank you. Number 20. Bubble wrap insulation. Save the packaging from your last online order because bubble wrap is a legitimate sleeping pad hack. Those thousands of little sealed air bubbles are doing exactly what an expensive, inflatable pad does. Trapping air to slow the transfer of cold from the ground. Lay a few layers under your torso, the part of you that matters most, and you add a real insulating buffer for free. Some campers tape sheets into a full-length mat and roll it up for next time. It is loud, it crinkles, and it will not last forever. But bubble wrap weighs almost nothing and genuinely works in a pinch. The next time a package shows up wrapped in the stuff, do not throw it out. You are looking at a camping upgrade the shipping company gave you for nothing. Number 19. Newspaper layering. Long before technical gear, tramps and soldiers stayed alive on newspaper, and they had a name for it, the Wallace jacket. Crumpled sheets of newspaper stuffed between 2 layers of clothing trap air and hold body heat astonishingly well. Line the bottom of your sleeping bag with a few sheets, tuck some around your torso, and you have added an insulating layer that cost you the price of a paper. The same trick works stuffed into your boots to dry them overnight and inside a thin jacket for a wind barrier. During the Great Depression, folks who slept rough survived brutal winters this way, calling their newspaper blankets by that same wry name. It is messy, it rustles, and it is not pretty. But when the temperature drops and you have nothing else, a stack of yesterday's news is worth more than it ever was as reading. Number 18. Pool noodles under the bag. That $2 foam pool noodle from the summer clearance bin has a second life as camp bedding. Cut a couple of them to the length of your torso and lay them side by side under your sleeping bag. The closed foam does the same insulating work as a pad, and because the noodles are round, they cradle your body and keep you from rolling off in the night. Some campers slit the noodles lengthwise and clip them over the edges of a cot or air mattress as bumpers so a restless sleeper does not end up on the cold ground. Kids love them, which makes them a sneaky good trick for family camping on a budget. They are bulky to carry, sure, but for car camping where space is not tight, a handful of pool noodles turns a hard floor into a passable bed for pocket change. Number 17. The bedsheet liner. A sleeping bag liner from an outdoor store will run you $40, and they will tell you it adds 10 degrees of warmth. All it really is a sack of thin fabric. So make your own. An old flannel bedsheet folded and sewn up one side gives you the same warmth boost for the cost of nothing you did not already own. The liner traps a layer of still air against your skin, and flannel especially feels warm the second it touches you. There is a bonus most people overlook. That liner keeps the inside of your sleeping bag clean, so you are not washing an expensive bag every trip and slowly wrecking its loft. Grandmothers were sewing flannel liners for hunting camps generations ago. It packs down to nothing, it washes easy, and on a cold night, it genuinely earns those extra degrees the stores charge you for. Number 16, the bedtime snack. First pattern break. Here is where it stops being about gear and starts being about your own body. If you go to bed hungry on a cold night, you will get colder, and there is real science behind it. Digestion is one of the most heat-producing things your body does. It is called the thermic effect of food. Eating a snack right before bed fires up your internal furnace and keeps it burning while you sleep. The old guides knew to eat something fatty last thing at night. A handful of nuts, a spoon of peanut butter, a piece of cheese. Fats and proteins burn slow and steady, so the heat lasts through the small hours instead of spiking and fading like sugar does. Sled dog mushers and polar explorers eat blocks of fat before sleeping for exactly this reason. It is free, it is easy, and your body turns that snack into a heater that runs all night long. Number 15, the hot water bottle. This is the trick that feels like cheating. Before bed, boil water and pour it into a hard plastic bottle, the wide mouth kind. Seal it tight and toss it into the foot of your sleeping bag. Your feet are the first thing to go cold and the hardest to warm back up, and a hot bottle down there radiates gentle heat for hours. Trappers filled canteens with warm water and wrapped them in a sock for the very same reason. Tuck it between your thighs, near the big blood vessels, and it warms the blood that then circulates through your whole body. Wrap the bottle in a spare sock so it does not scald you, and it will still be pleasantly warm come morning. It costs you nothing but a little fuel, and it turns a cold bag into a cozy one in about 90 seconds. Nothing you can buy beats it. Number 14, the wool blanket burrito. Everyone chases the lightest, most expensive sleeping bag, but a plain wool blanket has kept people alive for centuries and still does. Wool has a magic trick that synthetics struggle to match. It keeps insulating even when it is damp, because the fibers trap air pockets no matter what. The technique is in the wrap. You do not just drape it over you. You roll yourself into it like a burrito, tucking the edges under your body so no cold air sneaks in at the sides. A surplus wool blanket costs a fraction of a technical bag and lasts a lifetime. Soldiers, shepherds, and settlers all trusted wool for the same reason. Layer one underneath you and one on top, and you have a sleep system for $20 that shrugs off cold and moisture better than gear costing 10 times as much. Number 13, the windshield sunshade pad. Walk into any dollar store and grab one of those reflective accordion sunshades meant for a car dashboard. It is one of the most underrated pieces of camping gear nobody markets as camping gear. That shiny surface reflects your body heat back at you, and the foam or bubble core adds insulation, all in something that folds flat and weighs a few ounces. Lay it under your torso, shiny side up, and it bounces the warmth you are giving off right back into your bag. Ultralight hikers have quietly used these as sit pads and sleeping pads for years because they cost $3 and do the job. Cut 2 down and layer them for double duty. The gear companies sell you the same reflective technology for $50 and call it Space Age. The auto section had it the whole time for the price of a coffee. Number 12, the emergency blanket flipped. Here is the trick everybody does wrong. Those crinkly silver mylar emergency blankets, the ones the size of a deck of cards, get wrapped around the body, and people wonder why they still feel cold. The secret is to put it under you, not over you. Most of your heat is being sucked out through the ground, not the air. And that reflective sheet placed between your body and the earth bounces your warmth straight back up into you. Scientists have measured it. Mylar reflects the vast majority of radiant body heat, which is why every ambulance and every marathon finish line stocks them. But radiant heat only reflects if there is an air gap, so lay it over your pad, not skin tight. A $2 emergency blanket, used the right way round, outperforms sleeping pads costing 100 times more. Almost nobody knows to flip it. Number 11, dig a hip hollow. The ground is not flat and your body is not flat, and that mismatch is why you toss all night. Before you lay down your bag, scoop out 2 shallow depressions in the dirt, one for your hip and one for your shoulder. It takes 2 minutes with a stick or a boot heel, and suddenly your spine lies straight, and the pressure comes off the 2 points that always ache. Cowboys and cavalry troopers did this every single night before rolling out a bedroll. There is a warmth angle too. A slight hollow means less of your body is exposed to moving air, and more of it is tucked below the wind line. It costs nothing, needs no gear, and it is the reason a seasoned camper sleeps like a log on bare ground while the beginner beside them squirms all night on a fancy pad. Number 10, sleep above the valley. Second pattern break. This one is about reading the land, and it is the kind of knowledge that separates people who camp from people who suffer. Cold air is heavier than warm air, so at night it flows downhill and pools in the low spots. Valleys, gullies, and the bottoms of hollows become frost traps that can be 10 or 15 degrees colder than the slope just above them. The old woodsmen never camped at the very bottom. They picked a bench partway up a hillside, above the cold sink, but below the exposed, windy ridge. Camp next to a creek, and you will freeze, because water bottoms are the coldest ground around. Move your tent 30 feet up the slope, and you might sleep a full jacket warmer for free. It costs nothing but the willingness to walk a little farther before you drop your pack. Number 9. Build a windbreak. Wind is the thief that steals your warmth fastest because it strips away the thin layer of heat your body works to build around itself. That is wind chill, and it is just as real inside a flimsy tent as it is out in the open. The fix is to never camp in the open in the first place. Tuck in behind something, a boulder, a fallen log, a dense stand of brush, the lee side of a hill. Position that barrier between you and the direction the wind is coming from, and it does the work of a heater. If nature does not provide one, build it. Stack deadfall, pile up your gear, prop up your pack. Frontier travelers always slept with their back to a rock or a log for this exact reason. Blocking the wind can matter more than any pad or bag you own, and the material is lying all around you for free. Number 8. The 2-tarp method. A single cheap tarp is one of the most versatile things you can carry, and 2 of them make a full, weatherproof shelter for the price of a fast food meal. Lay 1 tarp on the ground as a barrier against damp and cold, and string the second one overhead at an angle to shed rain and hold in warmth. The ground tarp is the one that matters most, because dirt is always pulling moisture and heat out from under you. Here is the mistake to avoid. Do not let the ground tarp stick out past your top cover, or rain will run right onto it and pool under your body. Tuck the edges under. Loggers and old hunting parties slept under canvas rigged exactly this way. 2 tarps, a length of cord, and a few stakes give you a dry, warmer camp for a fraction of what a tent costs. Number 7. The leaf-stuffed mattress. This is the trick that turns a garbage bag into a mattress worth bragging about. Take a large contractor trash bag and stuff it full of dry leaves, pine needles, or grass until it is fat and springy, then twist it shut. What you have made is an insulated air mattress that cost you pennies, because all those leaves trap thousands of little pockets of warm air between you and the ground. Stuff it firm, and it cushions your body while blocking the cold coming up from below. Survival instructors teach this as a core skill because the materials are everywhere, and the payoff is huge. 2 bags, 1 under your torso and 1 under your legs, and you are floating on a bed of trapped air. The forest floor is a warehouse of free bedding. Most people walk right over the best mattress stuffing on earth without ever noticing. Number 6. Dry grass and straw bedding. Long before mattresses, humans slept on piled-up dry vegetation, and it works so well that farmers still bed animals down on straw in the dead of winter. A thick layer of dry grass, straw, leaves, or ferns underneath you does 2 jobs at once. It cushions the hard ground, and it insulates like a champion, because dry plant matter is basically nature's fiberglass, full of air and terrible at conducting cold. The key word is thick. You want a compressed layer at least 4 inches deep after you lie on it, which means piling up a mound that looks almost comical before you flatten it. Pioneers stuffed mattress ticks with straw and slept warm through prairie winters on it. Gather an armful, pile it high, throw your ground cover on top, and you have built a warm bed out of what was growing beside your campsite an hour ago. Number 5. Warm up before you lie down. Third, pattern break. This one flips everything you think you know about getting into a cold bed. When you crawl into a sleeping bag, that bag does not warm you. Your own body warms the bag, and it can only trap the heat you bring to it. So if you climb in already chilled, you will lie there for an hour waiting to warm up air you barely have. The fix is to generate heat first. Do a few minutes of jumping jacks, run in place, do some squats, anything to get your blood pumping and your core temperature up right before you get in. You climb into the bag warm, and the insulation locks that heat in immediately. Mountaineers and Arctic explorers Do this deliberately every night. Just do not sweat, because damp cancels the whole benefit. A little exercise turns a cold bag warm in minutes, and it is completely free. Number 4, warm rocks under the bed. This is the closest thing to a heated blanket the wilderness offers, and people have used it for thousands of years. Gather several fist-sized stones and heat them near your campfire, not in it, for 30 minutes or so until they are hot but handleable. Wrap each one in cloth or bury them a few inches under where you will sleep, and they slowly release stored heat for hours, radiating warmth up into your body all night. The trick is patience and caution. Never use rocks from a creek or a wet area, because trapped moisture inside can turn a heated stone into a danger. Choose dry stones, warm them gently, and wrap them well so nothing scorches. Native peoples and frontier travelers slept on warmed earth and heated stones through brutal winters. Done carefully, a few free rocks give you radiant heat that no battery-powered gadget can match. Number 3, the pine bough bed. Here it is, the one the mountain men swore by, and modern campers who try it never go back. Before sleeping pads existed, woodsmen built their beds out of evergreen branches, and the technique is an art. You cut small, springy boughs, the soft tips of fir, spruce, or pine, and you shingle them. Butt ends down, tips up, overlapping row after row, like feathers, starting from where your feet go and working up. Layer them thick, and the branches flex under your weight, cradling your body while lifting you off the cold ground on a mattress of trapped air that smells like a Christmas morning. This is the trick the intro promised you, and here is why it beats memory foam. The springiness returns your body's weight instead of just absorbing it, so there are no pressure points. Only harvest where it is legal and from plentiful deadfall or your own land. But where you can, a pine bough bed is luxury that costs nothing but the skill in your hands. Number 2, the cowboy bedroll. This is the sleep system that conquered the American West, and it still humbles modern gear. A cowboy bedroll is dead simple. A large canvas tarp folded around a wool blanket or two, with you tucked inside the whole bundle. The canvas is the genius part. It is heavy, tough, and it blocks wind and sheds dew and light rain while breathing enough that you do not wake up damp. The blankets inside do the insulating, and the canvas wraps the entire package so no cold air leaks in at the edges. Cowboys slept out for months at a stretch through every kind of weather in nothing but this, rolling the whole thing up at dawn and lashing it behind the saddle. You can build one today from a painter's canvas drop cloth and a couple of wool blankets for a fraction of a modern setup. It is bomb-proof, it lasts decades, and it works in weather that would flatten a lightweight tent. Number 1, the debris hut, and in first place, the trick that needs no gear at all, just your 2 hands and what the forest gives you. The debris hut is a survival shelter that has kept people alive in freezing conditions with zero equipment, and it is the ultimate proof that warmth is knowledge, not money. You prop one long ridgepole against a stump or a low fork, lean shorter sticks along both sides to make a ribbed frame just big enough to crawl into, then pile on leaves, ferns, and forest litter until the whole thing is a mound several feet thick. Inside, you stuff more dry debris to nest in. That deep layer of dead plant matter traps your body heat so completely that the tiny space warms up from your own furnace, no fire required. The thicker the walls, the warmer you sleep. Woodsmen and survival instructors trust their lives to this in genuine cold. It takes a couple of hours of work and not a single dollar, and it will out-insulate a tent that costs hundreds. That is the whole secret the gear industry hopes you never learn. So here is my challenge. Pick one of these and try it on your next trip. Just one. Flip the emergency blanket under you, stuff a garbage bag with leaves, dig a hip hollow, or boil a hot water bottle for your feet. Then come back and tell me if I am wrong, because I tested these and I stopped trusting the price tag a long time ago. The old-timers were not tougher than us. They just knew the ground was the enemy, the wind was the thief, and their own body was the furnace. Now you know it too. Drop a comment and tell me which trick you are trying first. I want to see if the pine bough bed gets more love than the cowboy bedroll.